Hey everybody, it's great to be with you again. I'm gonna be discussing Nehemiah 6 today. At first I wanted Nehemiah 3 because there's a lot of cool action in Nehemiah 3, but I got really excited when I started reading through Nehemiah 6 because it's just a really, really neat passage. I'm gonna just kind of highlight what's happening in the action of Nehemiah 6, and then I'm gonna read the words of Nehemiah because Nehemiah continues to face challenges from Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem. And these guys still are trying to undermine the work that God has called him to do. The first strategy that they have is they try to convince Nehemiah to meet with them as if, these guys are suddenly trying to be friendly and get on his good side. And 4 times Nehemiah says, I'm carrying on a great project and can't go down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and go down to you? This happens several times and finally they give up. Then they try a different strategy. In Nehemiah 6 verse 7, they try to convince him that they think he's trying to take over and become king of Judah. And that's the furthest thing from Nehemiah's mind. God called him to rebuild the city, and that was the only thing on his agenda. And when they accuse him of this, he says, nothing like what you are saying is happening. You are just making it up out of your own head. And they were trying to frighten him. And Nehemiah's prayer was, now strengthen my hands so the work can go on. And then they try another strategy. They do this by asking somebody to pretend to be a prophet, a false prophet. And this false prophet comes up to Nehemiah and tries to convince Nehemiah that somebody's going to kill him and that he should go hide in the temple. And Nehemiah knew that back in this time period, he wasn't really allowed to go into the temple. Only the priests were allowed into the temple. And he said to them, should a man like me run away, or should someone like me go into the temple to save his life? I will not go. He wasn't willing to disobey the law and to hide in the temple. And this continues on, and eventually something amazing happens in chapter 6. The whole city is completely finished. And this is really neat. This is the thing that blows me away. This is the most important thing of this chapter, in my opinion. The wall was completed in 52 days. Nehemiah prayed for 4 months for this to come about. This wall, the walls of the city of Jerusalem, had been torn down for 100 years. And in 52 days, they were able to rebuild this despite people trying to harm them. Over and over, Satan continued to try to block. But it proves once again that Satan cannot block anything that God puts in a man's heart. This blew me away because when I think about situations in our own life that God has called us to, He has always met us and He has surpassed us in every way. It made me think of the time when God called Gideon to fight the Midianites. He took an army of 32,000 down to an army of 300 men to fight the Midianites. Because God wanted to make sure that people knew it was God who rescued them, not themselves. It wasn't based on anything they could do, but it was really God using them to complete His work. And that is what's so powerful to me about Nehemiah 6.